What is good, fam? Hopefully everybody had a good New Year's. So today at the beginning of the New Year's, what I want to do is I want to start piecing together the motor swap for my 91 Civic EF. I was checking the listings on the junkyard yesterday. Unfortunately for me, there's a couple cars that we can get parts out of. I know these cars are getting kind of harder and harder to find on the junkyard or even parts for them. So today we're gonna take advantage and go check them out. So I did saw some newer Civics there that we can probably source out some plug-in out of. And there's a 1993 Acura Integra that we can grab the post mount for it. That's mainly our goal to go get those parts and see if we can find anything else. And then we go from there. But yeah, it's time to piece it together. No, en este no. Sí, no por la herramienta. Gracias. Alright, fam. I just came across this 95 Civic 4-door. It is a 5-speed. Something rare that I haven't seen on these cars. It's all leather interior. I've never seen a leather interior on a 95 or 92 to 95 4-door, which I think is pretty cool. Which the leather is already pretty beat up and shit, but I don't know, something I've never seen. But other than that, I mean, still some SI tail lights on here. I don't have a 4-door, so I don't have no need for them, but I just thought it was pretty cool. But on this one, I have the harness as well. It looks like the plugs are not cut. I gotta make sure they're not, because see, we have this right here. I don't know why they did that for, but we're gonna double check, and we might take the harness of this one just because it's easier. It's more room, more space. I might keep working the jar. Alright, fam, so this is all the imports. Now we gotta look for what we need. Like I said, I did saw the listing yesterday, and hopefully we can find it and still here. The car that we need has been here since November, so hopefully we can still find it. Should be pretty easy to spot it. So let's see. There it is. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Good. It's 142,000 miles on it. Alright, so this is what we gotta get. We gotta get the post mount of the passenger or the driver's side. We'll remove all of this. We're loosen this one. Still gotta get to that one. Alright fam, we finally got the postman out. Sorry I couldn't record. My meta glasses for some reason they're acting up, not holding charge for longer. But yeah, we got it out. I struggle a little bit on the motor mount because the bolt was really tight on there, but fortunately for me there was the bar right there that I was able to use as leverage. But the other thing I want to get from this car, hopefully if I don't find another one, will be the harness. This harness looks to be pretty good, so we need this for the injection instead of the dual point. So I'm gonna walk around on the yard and see if we can find anything else. The other thing I was thinking of is maybe the throttle body out of this one, or not the throttle body, the throttle cable. Probably get the throttle cable out of this one because we might need it for the EF as well. And it looks like it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Once we get into the dash, we'll probably get it out. We'll see. We'll come back to it. We go from there. So I just walked the rest of the yard. Unfortunately, I came back to the 92, 95 Civic, the 4-door one. And one of the reasons why I'm not taking this one is because if you guys see, one of the plugs that we need is pretty beat up. I know you guys can tell. It's pretty beat up on there. They did some cutting here, which I'm not trying to deal with that. So we're gonna put in the work and we're gonna go get the one from the Integra. So it shouldn't be that bad, which we're taking the throttle cable out of that one. I like to take those little brackets too for the throttle cable sometimes. So, yep. Alright, so I'm back at this one. I'm gonna get the throttle cable, the harness. Alright fam, so we finally got the harness out. Here it is. So I'm just gonna strip it down and take the plugs that I need, which is gonna be all the injectors to that plug right there. So yeah, we gotta take it apart and see what we're taking. I just came back from the junkyard. Fortunately for me, I was able to get all the parts to start piecing together the motor swap into the EF. I know it doesn't look like as much, but it is key pieces that we need to start swapping the engine into the EF. One of the big pieces that we got is the post mount from a 92, 93 Acura Integra. A lot of the motor mounts require this post mount, so that's a big gain right there. As I mentioned earlier, the car is still at dual point, so we do have to convert it to injection, and I did end up getting the harness to do that. So at one point we're gonna pull out the harness on that so we can start converting. The other thing that I end up getting too, it was the throttle cable. The one on the EF, since it's carbureted, is too long, so this is one of the key pieces that we also need, so that way we don't have to be Frankenstein anything or rerouting anything. Another thing that I like to do is get extra bolts. You never know when you're gonna need them, so I always get a little pile of extra bolts. And then I did get some extra brackets for the throttle cable, because sometimes the throttle cable doesn't route the same way, so sometimes you need different brackets to do that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to do this. I do have an engine for the EF that I haven't mentioned on here to you guys, but it's gonna be a B20B from a CRB with a B16 transmission hydraulic. We still need to purchase all the motor mounts for it, but I'm just now taking it easy and trying to piece everything together. So eventually we get to that, and once I'm ready to swap this engine, then we should be golden. And that will be one of the next big projects that we're gonna be doing on this channel. But as in right now, like I said, I was gonna post the video of me installing the dash on there. I haven't been able to do that just because of the holidays, but the next video that you guys will see is probably gonna be that. I'm gonna start working on that tomorrow or sometime this week, so that way I can bring that video to you guys. So I want to talk to you guys about what the plans are. So I do have another parts car. It's a AK hatchback with a H22 swap, and I know what you guys might be thinking, how come we're not swapping the H22 into the EF? Simple reason that I do own another Civic. It's an 98 coupe that has a V20 engine with a V16 transmission on it, and since the part car already has all the parts for me to swap the H22 into a EK chassis, that's what we're gonna be doing. So we're gonna be pulling out the V20 with the V16 transmission from the coupe and putting it into the EF. I was hoping to swap the motor in here first, but it's not possible. I just cannot have no car. So right now, that's what we're gonna do. That's what the plans are. I do need to get the motor out of the other vehicle because I wanna send it already to the scrap metal. I've been having it out there for already 3 months and stuff, and I'm getting tired of just having it sitting there. So I'm gonna pull the parts that I can, drop the motor out, have it ready for the scrap to come and pick it up, and then like I said, we're gonna work on the coupe. Gonna drop the H22 in the coupe, get it running. So that's gonna be another fun project. And then yeah, but we still gotta finish the dash on the EF, so it's gonna be a long week for me. But yeah, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna be moving, and right now I'm gonna show you guys. I'm telling you guys about. It has a V20 engine with a V16 transmission. It is hydro, but as in right now we're gonna be working on the parts car, which has a H22. So like I said, it's much easier for me to take out this motor and put it into the AK coupe, since we already have all the motor mounts and everything that we need. I do have to spend some money on getting some new axles, just because those are already, you know, messed up because of the accident. I bought this car just like this. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be working on today. We're just gonna drop this motor out, so that we can get it ready to put it into the AK coupe and get the motor into the EF. So let's get it. Okay. All right, fam. So unfortunately, my glasses keep dying. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a better spot for you guys. But so right now, I'm working on the whole top of the engine, trying to keep everything together with the engine, like the throttle cable, the wire harness, and all the stuff, so I can just pull it all together and be able to drop it back into the other car all together. So that way, I don't miss any pieces or I don't lose any pieces. So I found a good place for you guys, which I'm gonna put you on the top of the hood, so that way you guys can get a panoramic of everything on the bottom. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, not sure how good of a view that is for you guys, but there we go. And this is what I mean, keeping everything together. So we're keeping all the hoses attached to the engine. The wire harness is gonna come attached to the engine, so that way we don't have to pull any of this part out. So pretty self-explanatory once you start working on it. The tridal cable, I'm not gonna get it out from here. I'm gonna see if I can get it from the back of the pedal, so that way the engine comes out with the whole throttle cable. The only thing that I will have to disconnect will be the shifting cables. Honestly, I have never worked with shifting cables before, so it's gonna be the first time me working with them. I'm gonna see how can I detach them, if I'm able to detach them from the inside and bring them out with the whole engine, or I might just detach them from the transmission and then get the rest out later. Pretty much what I got left, it's getting the throttle cable out, and then the bottom of the car, like the bottom of the car, like the axles and all that type of stuff. So hopefully I have no issues, since there is a little bit of a frame damage on that side. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a little caved in on that side of the engine. So hopefully when I bring the motor down, that doesn't prevent me from bringing it down all the way. So, but yeah, let's keep going with it. And that's what we're doing. All right, here we go. Throttle cable is out. It's attached to the engine. The harness is already out and attached to the engine. It looks like I still have a heater cord hose on the bottom, so we're gonna get it out of the chassis on that side. Move to the T-bracket. See, a lot of these bolts I try to put back in here, so that way I don't lose them whenever I need to put them back into the other car. To take out the headers. That's another thing we're gonna do, take out the headers. So, recap what we have done. I took out the whole wire harness from the inside of the chassis, all one piece, so that way I don't have to disconnect any of the injectors or any of the plugs over here. The throttle cable, same thing, we got it out of the pedal, so straight from the inside of the chassis. We kept this hose, the vacuum hose for the master cylinder on that side. The main one, we kept it on the motor as well. The driver's side post mount plug already unplugged, and on this side, obviously the radiator is out. So right now what we have to do is take off the headers, work on the whole bottom of the car. I'm gonna do a double check just to make sure I'm not missing anything that is plugged here, because it will be a pain in the ass trying to pull the motor down and still have something attached. I also unplugged the gas line from the gas filter, so we should be good right there. And then the other thing I have to work on right now that I almost forgot is the shift linkage. Alright, so for the shift linkage or the shift cables, I feel like it's better to unplug them from the inside of the car instead of doing it over here, because there's more room in the inside. And the way these ones are routed, it seems like we're just able to unhook them from the inside of the car. I'm gonna do that real quick and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we got the shifters unplugged from the inside of the car. It looks like there's still a bracket on the bottom of the car, which we're gonna get to it. Earlier I did notice that I'm still missing a few stuff to disconnect, like this cable right here, the ground. So what we're gonna do now. Go. And then let's do a double check, make sure everything's done. Okay, so we have the fuel line return, and that's stuff that I told you guys that you have to double check. Right here I almost missed the line right there. Now I was getting ready to cut the fucking line on the bottom, but I just noticed that if I do it from the top, once I get the motor out, then we can get the whole line without destroying it. Go, jiggle, jiggle. That's it. Looks like everything is out. And this is for the alternator, so we gotta take it off from right here. Ya se la tengo que gastar.
What me do?
Si quieres quitarte las llantas, vamos a quitar las llantas de los dos lados, de este lado y de este lado. Aquí está la llave. ¿Ya comiste? Ok, déjame la abro ahí. Acá está una 17 grande y una 19.
Los dos. El de abajo no se salió de la.
Alright fam, so this is gonna take me a little bit longer than expected. My little brother just arrived. He told me he wants to learn how to work on cars a little bit, so that way he can do his own oil changes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna teach him. I gotta learn how to be patient. But yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit longer, but we'll get it done. The day is young, and we get into it. Cheers. Alright fam, so my little brother came through to help me out with the car. Hopefully we see him more often here on the channel. We wasn't able to pull the motor today, but we got really close. We did a lot to it. So we had to cut the side of the body to be able to get the motor out, so that way we can bring it out with no issues. But here in the next couple days or sometime next week, we're gonna bring it down. I still need to buy a small little cradle that I can drop the motor in it and roll it back into the garage. But yeah, we did a lot today. Thank him for coming and helping me. So like I said, hopefully we see him more on the channel, and we'll see you next time.